What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about how the YouTube algorithm and how to make money online is changing right before our eyes. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for new videos all the time. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive bonus content. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you up to 12 free fractional shares just for doing so. And if you refer 6 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you $1,000 cash just for doing so. See, usually if you refer 3 friends, they give you free stock. This time, if you refer 6 friends, they're going to give you $1,000 cash to invest in whatever stock or index fund you want. 20 for your first referral, 40 for your second, 60 for your third, 100 for your fourth, 300 for your fifth, and 480 for your sixth, for a total of $1,000. We will link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. Alright, so today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about the algorithm here on YouTube. I wanted to talk about how making money online is not really what it used to be, because it's changing, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. All it means is different. So, first and foremost, I'm a numbers guy. I love looking at the numbers. I love looking at analytics. And that's exactly what I was doing just the other day. I was looking at my channel's analytics in the Creator app, or Studio app, whatever it's called now. And out of my top 10 best performing videos of the last 90 days, now, that doesn't necessarily mean of the last 90 videos that I posted, oh, which 10 of those 90 are doing that? No. The top 10 best performing videos on my entire channel, and how all of the videos across the board, hundreds, or at this point thousands of videos probably, even older ones count if for whatever reason they're performing well the last 90 days. The top 10 best performing videos on my channel in the last 90 days, 8 of them were shorts, YouTube shorts, 60-second or less videos. 2 of them were regular videos, kind of like this one right here, you know, your typical 8 to 15 minute long video, or this one is for sure going to be longer, but just, you know, full-length video. And funny enough, both of those 2 regular videos are videos that I posted in 2020. So not even recent ones. That's how well some of the older videos have been performing as of lately. Just ones that are still getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views per month. Now this tells me 2 things. Number 1, videos that are 60 seconds or less are better than your typical 8 to 15 minute long videos, or even lengthier ones. Short videos are the new wave. If you have been living under a rock, you might not realize that. If you've been on the internet for any amount of time, you probably already know. Short videos are the new wave. They are easier to consume. The viewer gets access to quicker information. The creator has to become creative again and figure out how to tell a story in less than 60 seconds. And by the way, it improves the channel's view duration. See, that's part of what this algorithm is all about. Which is, by the way, the second thing that it tells me. So the first thing is that shorter videos are better. The second thing that it showed me is that the algorithm is changing. And the way videos perform... Sorry, I'm putting my phone in my pocket. The way videos perform are based on different factors. See, back in the day, when YouTube was like the Wild West and anyone could do whatever they wanted on the platform, the big thing everybody always talked about was clickbait. Oh, clickbait, clickbait, blah, 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 terrible, horrible thing. And that's because back then, everything was based on views. The videos with the most views performed the best. If a video was getting clicked on, it didn't matter if people were watching the video, as long as they clicked on it in the first place. That was all that mattered back then. So, of course, people would Photoshop a bunch of Lamborghinis and talk about, you know, all this crazy stuff. And then you click on the video and it's like them, you know, playing with like a friggin' like kitten or something. Had nothing to do with Lamborghinis, had nothing to do with the title, had nothing to do with the thumbnail, had nothing to do with anything of importance. But they got the view. They got the view from me, from you, from him, from her, from, you know, 100 people, from 1,000 people, from millions and millions and millions of people. And back then, that's all that mattered when it came to the algorithm. The most views wins. That changed back in, I believe, 2016, I believe. 2016, 2017, we got an algorithm change. Now, or at that point, views were no longer as important. Watch time became important. And the way they incentivized the creator to focus more on watch time was they allowed or enabled mid-roll monetization. So YouTube would just put commercials in the middle of your videos instead of only before. Now they put video commercials sometimes throughout the video and at the end of the video, rather than just one at the very beginning. And that's not for every video. It's for videos that are 8 minutes or longer, to encourage creators to make slightly more lengthy videos. Instead of like a 4-minute video of nothing of importance with a Lamborghini thumbnail, now they want you to be posting longer videos because they wanted to gauge how long people are watching your videos for. And this was their way of burying the clickbait. Because if you click on a video with that fancy thumbnail and title and quickly realize that the video is not what it was advertised to be, you're going to click away. So your watch time is close to zero because people are not watching your videos for more than a couple of seconds. They click away. They're like, all right, this is stupid, I'm gone. And that was their way of burying the clickbait people, which has done a fairly decent job. And it incentivized the creator, because this was right around the time that YouTube like really started becoming more of a business for a lot of people. People started to realize that, oh wow, I could turn this into a career if that's what I choose to do. It incentivized the creator to make longer videos and invest more of their time in creating a piece of content worth watching. So now all of a sudden, oh, by the way, it wasn't 8-minute videos. At the time, it was 10-minute videos. It had to be 10 minutes or more for YouTube to put a commercial in the middle of the video, because it generates a little bit more ad revenue. The viewer, the person watching, gets to watch more content because now the videos are no longer like 3-4 minutes. Now the videos are 10 minutes or more. So the viewer is winning because they get a longer video to watch, more content to consume. YouTube, the platform, benefits because more ad revenue is being generated, because now videos don't have one ad at the beginning. Now they have one at the beginning, maybe one or two or a couple in the middle, and then one at the end. So more ad revenue is being generated. So YouTube's winning, and the creator wins because their watch time goes up, which means the algorithm caters to them a little bit more because they see, okay, more people are watching your videos for longer periods of time. People are no longer watching your videos for 2 or 3 minutes a piece. Now people are watching your videos for 6, 7, 8 minutes a piece because you're posting longer videos. Everyone wins. Until people figured out a way to get strategic. They said, all right, if watch time is the new way the YouTube algorithm is working, how can I increase my watch time borderline artificially? So people got creative. People started making videos that were as long as possible for no reason at all. They were repeating themselves over and over and over and over and over again, and just for the sake of making the video as long as possible. You know, a video that ideally should have only been 3 or 4 minutes is now a 10-minute piece because they repeated everything that they said like 2 or 3 times throughout the video to make it as long as possible. And some people were trying to stretch it out even longer. A video that could have been 10 minutes, they turned into like a 20 or 30 or 40-minute project just for the sake of increasing their watch time. They're like, all right, let me just repeat myself a million times and let people hear me say the same thing over and over and over again for the sake of watch time. And some people, including one person in particular who will remain nameless, used to set up live streams and then they would just go to bed. They would leave it live. They'd leave like a little note on the table or something like that saying, communicate with yourselves. And it was just like a fraudulent way of creating watch time because they'd let, 2 or 3 people sit there in the chat talking with one another. And maybe they chit-chatted with each other for 30 minutes and then they headed out, and then all of a sudden their live stream got 30 minutes of watch time. That's not fair. That's not right. The creator's not creating. The creator was asleep. That's something that a fraud would do. And YouTube started to pick up on these things. They're like, okay, we did this to combat the clickbait. Now we have people stretching out videos as long as possible to create, as much watch time as they possibly can. But there are some bugs here. It's not perfect. So this watch time thing started in 2016, 2017, and it's still relevant. Watch time is still important, but now they have started to integrate something called view duration, which sounds kind of like watch time. Like, oh, that sounds like it's probably the same thing with a different name or something like that. No, it is similar. But view duration goes by percentage of your video watched, which means you can post short videos now, and the algorithm will favor you if the viewer watches a larger percentage of your video. See, you can post a 20-minute long video and somebody can watch 2 minutes of it. The view duration is only 10%. Not very good. But you can get 2 minutes worth of watch time on a video that is 3 minutes long. Now all of a sudden you have 66% watch time. That's up there. That's good. That's what YouTube likes to see. Oh man, you're getting like more than 50% view duration plus fairly decent watch time. Now if you can do both, if you have mastered the art of storytelling, which I like to believe, I don't believe that I mastered it. I like to believe that I'm a fairly good storyteller. And my channel does not get crazy views, but I have well above average watch time and well above average view duration. See, average view duration. See, a lot of people out there, they would kill for 40%. Man, I wish I can get 40% view duration. More often than not, I'll get between 40 and 80% view duration, which means the average viewer is watching half or like up to 80% of the entire video, which is pretty good. Actually, it's very, very, very good according to the algorithm. But on top of that, my view duration, or I'm sorry, my watch time is way up there as well. And this also has to do with frequency. I post a lot of videos, which, you know, I probably get just as many views as a lot of people out there who only post once or twice a week, because I post a lot of videos that don't get as many views, but the views that I get totaled up with the watch time that I'm getting, it's up there. Plus, view duration is up there, and that right there is essentially cracking the code. Views no longer matter. YouTube would rather your video get 1 view from a person who watches the entire thing from start to finish than get 100 views by 100 people who only watch for a small portion and then leave. They want the viewer's eyes to be on you for as long as possible. So if you've gotten to the point where you figured out what to do and how to go about doing this, you can sacrifice the views. That's why my thumbnails aren't really anything fancy anymore. 9 times out of 10, my videos don't even really have a thumbnail. They're just, you know, just whatever's in front of me. Or whatever I'm holding up in the beginning of the video. If I'm talking about gold, I'll hold up a little gold coin at the beginning. I'll just use that as my thumbnail. 9 times out of 10, I don't really go out of my way to even create thumbnails anymore. Except the last couple of weeks, I've been trying to get a little bit more creative with it. But the title and the thumbnail aren't really as important as they used to be. And that's because views no longer even really matter at all. You can look at a channel that's getting, you know, a couple thousand, you know, views every single upload, but a vast majority of the time, the channels that get good views don't usually get great watch time or view duration. And the channels that get less views, a lot of the time, are getting better watch time and better view duration. And I had learned that views are no longer the way. Views are no longer what you should be looking for. Watch time is king, and view duration is also king. Or they're both very, very important, but if you get them both at the same time, that's what's king. That's what I had learned. So this does a couple of different things. There are a couple different ways you can go. When it comes to YouTube, it seems like the algorithm no longer really cares about the 8 to 15 minute long videos. See, when I said before, it used to be 10 minutes in order to have YouTube put commercials in the middle. I think like a year ago, they lowered it to 8 minutes to get mid-roll ads to make it a little bit easier on the creator. And you know, what's, 2 minutes? So they made it a little bit easier that way. But it seems like the algorithm doesn't really care about those types of videos anymore. Like the vlog style videos where people, run around, they're documenting whatever it is that they're doing, and they post an 8 to 10 to 15 to 20 minute long video. It seems like that's not really like the way anymore. It doesn't really seem like that's the ticket at this time. Now, that videos like that could make a comeback. They could, but at the moment, those types of videos are kind of a thing of the past. The algorithm doesn't really care about like the 8 to 15 minute long videos anymore. The algorithm right now cares about 2 types of videos. Long form content, the 30, the 45, the 1 hour long videos. Lengthy videos that aren't stretched out for absolutely no reason, just for the sake of watch time. Videos that involves storytelling, podcasts. That's why podcasts are doing very, very well. It's a whole conversation, a 45-minute conversation, an hour-long conversation. That's the first piece of content that the YouTube algorithm is really favoring right now. Videos that are like the length of movies. Whether it be just a long video where a lot of information is packed in, or whether it be a podcast, or an interview, or an actual movie. Stuff like that. Long form content. Very, very long form content. The second style of content that the algorithm is favoring is the polar opposite. Super, super bite-sized short form content, aka YouTube Shorts, the 60-second or less videos that are filmed vertically rather than horizontally, portrait as opposed to landscape, filmed like this instead of like this. The up and down video, 60 seconds or less. Many of those videos are only like 7 seconds long. I make a bunch of videos like that. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, just a little snip of a video. Like I said earlier, kind of gave me a new way of being creative because I had to figure out how to tell a whole story in 60 seconds or less. And it gave the viewer an easier to consume piece of content where they get to absorb an entire story in 60 seconds or less, and then they're on to the next story that's 60 seconds or less. So easier to consume, easier to make, because all it takes is 60 seconds of your time, as opposed to filming a 10-minute long video and then having to edit it and then export the edited video out of the editing software and then upload the whole video. It's a whole process. These, you just hit record, talk for a couple seconds, and upload it. That's a YouTube short. So the reason YouTube likes these two types of content, these two very, very different content styles, which, by the way, they complement each other incredibly well, and I'll get to that in just one moment, it's because one style of content, the long form, it caters to the watch time, and the short form content caters to the view duration. See, if I post a 10-second video, it's over before you even realize it's over, and you just watched 100% of it without even realizing it. You just watched 100% of my video by accident. You didn't even realize it was only 10 seconds long. 100% view duration, which, by the way, I don't want to say this in like a bragging way. I'm saying it in a truthful way. Some of my videos have over 100% view duration. Some of which have 160% view duration, which means the average person watching that video will watch the entire video in its entirety, the whole thing, the whole way through, and then they'll rewatch the entire video almost all over again. They'll watch the whole video, and then they'll watch 60% more of that same video. And that's across the board. That's not just one person watching it and then they rewatch a majority of it a second time. No, that's the average person viewing that video will watch it almost twice. Imagine that. 2 full-length views in one. And views no longer matter. But the average person that clicked on that video will watch it almost 2 entire times. That's amazing. And like I said, people would kill for 40%. And there are a lot of YouTube shorts that have the capability of cranking out over 100%. A lot of my YouTube shorts are like that. Close to 100%, many of which are over 100%. Pushing dang near close to 200%, 160. That's unbelievable view duration. And that's what the YouTube shorts are intended to be. A way of utilizing view duration. Now, you can make a bunch of YouTube shorts, and if they're not good, people aren't going to watch them the whole way through, even if they're only 60 seconds. But like I said, if you figure out a way to either master the art of storytelling, or at the very least, become somewhat decent at storytelling, you can do very, very, very well with YouTube shorts. Long form content, on the other hand, it's not about the view. If you can get unbelievable view duration on an hour-long video, more power to you. That'd be fantastic. But the long-form content, it's more about watch time. People watching a lot of the content as opposed to view duration, which is as close to 100% as possible. One is length, one is percentage. That's the difference. So people used to be able to make a full-time career on views alone, but views pretty much don't even matter at this point. I guess they matter to a certain extent, but they're not really all that important. And I realized in recent years this information, which is why I decided to change up my content style as an experiment. I was like, well, let me see if I can change up my content style in a way that would be sacrificing views, which no one likes to see. You don't like to see yourself getting less views than you used to get. But what can't be seen, except for by you, the creator, is what your watch time and view duration look like. Anybody can see your views. You can compare the views that I'm getting this year to the views that I'm getting a year or two ago, and you can see, like, wow, like 2020, 2021, early 2022, views were like insane. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 views a piece every single day. But when I realized how to go with what the algorithm is looking for, I realized that all I had to do was change up a couple of things that most people probably wouldn't even notice anyway, and I wanted to try it out as an experiment. And I knew that it was gonna sacrifice views. I knew that every video is gonna get less views, but I had a strong feeling that it was going to increase watch time and then later on, view duration. So I experimented with it, and the channel's actually performing better than ever with less views than I used to get. So moral of the story is, it's not about the cheap views anymore. It's not about trying to get those quick clicks. That's not what it's about. You used to be able to make a full-time career off of just getting people to click on your nonsense video. Now you can make a full-time career off of long-form content, which it's hard to do. That requires much more time. But it also requires far less time if you're someone like me who doesn't edit videos anymore. My videos, I don't believe my videos require editing. 99% of the time, I won't even clip something out because there wasn't anything in the video that needed to be clipped out. It's just a straightforward video, zero editing. That's what my videos are nowadays. Now, you might be wondering, because I had mentioned before, the long form and the short form video content, they can complement each other. Utilizing a video, like maybe a podcast style video or something like I do, where I just hit record and I just go for a walk and I talk about whatever it is that I'm talking about for however long I'm talking about it for, or an interview style video or a movie or whatever it is that you're creating, whatever type or whatever style of long form video content it is that you are creating, you can then clip out little sections of that long video and post it as a YouTube short. I can take this video right here, which is currently 28 minutes long and still going, and I can go back and be, hey, you know what? I really like that part of the video where I explained the difference between watch time and view duration. I'm pretty sure that was less than 60 seconds of the video, and if it's not, I can narrow it down, shorten it, and upload it as a 53-second long video. I can crop it so it's vertical, upload it as a YouTube short, and that gets fed to a completely different algorithm. It's like YouTube has two algorithms in one. It's almost like YouTube Shorts. It's so weird, and I resisted them for so long, and I'm still not that big of a fan, but it's almost like a separate website within the website. It has its own separate tab on the app, its own separate tab on the site, just click on the button that says shorts and it'll just give you a bunch of shorts. You click one, you watch it the whole way through. Before you know it, you're on to the next one, because it's all short form video content, 60 seconds or less a piece. So if you do both, if you invest your time in creating long form video content and then take the time to go through it and clip certain pieces and upload them separately as short form video content, they complement each other, because the short form makes people wonder, where was this taken from? Oh, it was taken from the podcast, or oh, it was taken from the movie, or oh, it was taken from the long piece of content, the 10-minute, the 40-minute, the hour-and-a-half long video that this person made. Let me go watch it. I like the short so much. It was almost like a commercial for the full-length piece. And then as for the full-length piece, there will be people who say, I like this type of content, but I don't have all the time in the world to listen to the entire thing. It's two people having a conversation. I can't listen to every single thing that they're saying. Let me go and watch the shorts, because those are basically the highlights. Those are the most important clips, the most exciting pieces of the conversation, uploaded separately, 60 seconds or less. So the long form video, people say, hey, I like this. Maybe I don't have the time to watch the whole thing right now. Where are the shorts? And people watching the shorts say, hey, I really like this. I want more. I'm going to go watch the full thing. So they go hand in hand in the strangest way. And I don't think that right there was YouTube's intention. I think it accidentally ended up working very, very well. So like I said, used to be able to make a full-time living off of cheap clicks by tricking people into clicking on the video, and then they leave almost immediately. Horrible watch time, horrible view duration, but they got the views. And back then, views and clicks are all that mattered. Now views and clicks matter very, very little, as long as a smaller number of clicks and views are watching for longer periods of time, and your watch time goes up, and they're watching a majority of your video, which means your view duration's going up. That's what matters. And if you figured out the science, if you figured out the formula, because there's no blueprint to it, some people can do it, some people can't. You can learn how to do it, but it really all comes down to you, your personality, your excitement level, the subject that you're talking about. Like, so many different things vary. It really comes down to if people want to hear what you have to say, and if people care about your view, your stance, the content that you create. You can make do with a lot less and actually get far more out of it. You can succeed and generate and benefit so much more off of less views, which might sound weird to a lot of people, because like I said, watch time and view duration aren't things that people can see. That's something that you have to go into your own personal YouTube analytics and look at. What part of the video does the average person leave at? What part of the video gets the spike? What part of the video are people rewatching? Could be watching a 20, 30, 40 hour long video, or a 20, 30, 40 minute, or an hour or longer. It could be a 7-hour long video. It doesn't matter. It could be a whole friggin' live stream. What part of the content are people saying to themselves, oh, I like that. What did he just say? That sounded good. Let me go back and rewatch that. I want to hear that again. What part of the video is the average viewer most engaged in? YouTube analytics, it lets you know. It shows you. Like, to the second, it shows you the exact, you can pinpoint exactly, you can pinpoint the word, the syllable. That's how specific it is. And if you study it, if you study your own performance, because you can't study my performance, I can't study yours, even if we shared our analytics pages. You can't use my results as a blueprint for yourself. You have to use your own results as a blueprint for yourself. You can see what part creates a lull, what point creates a spike. That way you know what to do less of, what to do more of, and you can pretty much formulate an entire strategy. Now, is the algorithm going to change again? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. How is it going to change in the future? I do not know. I do not know. What is the next wave going to be? I have no clue. No clue. Maybe live streams are going to make more of a comeback. Seems like live streams aren't just similar to what the vlogs were. Live streams just aren't what they used to be. They're not as fun as they used to be. They're not as fun to host as they used to be. They're not as fun to watch as they used to be. Live streams, that's all I have to say about live streams. Vlogs, dead as far as I'm concerned. Could they be resurrected? Maybe, if that's what the YouTube algorithm wants, but I don't see any reason why it would. The YouTube Shorts are a good way to go. And earlier this year, YouTube decided, because for the longest time, YouTube Shorts, they were not monetized. You would have to monetize them in ways that didn't, have anything to do with YouTube and their advertisements and whatnot. You had to monetize them else, in a different way, your own way. But earlier this year, YouTube decided to enable monetization on YouTube Shorts. So those little 60-second or less videos are now monetized on the platform, which is good. They're monetized very, 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 very low, because YouTube's kind of ahead of the game there. Advertisers are not very involved or knowledgeable on that particular type of content. They're more about hey, let's just play our normal commercials on normal videos. What are these YouTube Shorts? Why are they vertical? Why are they so quick? Once advertisers begin to adapt and realize that that's the new wave, I'm sure we're probably going to be seeing a lot more vertical commercials. And the videos are so quick, it's probably going to be similar to the way Instagram does things, except it's different because you're scrolling up and down on your screen looking at pictures and whatnot. Instagram nowadays, and I don't really like social media. I don't know, I'm not really a picture guy. I guess I'm video. But the way Instagram does things is I think it's every 4 pictures, there is a sponsored picture, which is essentially a commercial. It's an ad. You see one picture from me at Mykie DYDSS. If you want to follow me, don't really care much about social media, but I do post pictures and whatnot from time to time. You see one picture from DYDSS. You see one picture from your brother, one picture from your friend, one picture from your coin shop, and then you see something about some restaurant. You're like, what is that? And it'll say sponsored under their name. It's just a sponsored post, and then you just scroll past it, and then you see another 4 pictures that you do want to see, and then an ad that you can scroll past. I would imagine that's what the YouTube Shorts page is going to be kind of like. I think you're going to see a 10-second video, and then you're going to see a 40-second video, then you're going to see a 53-second video, then you're going to see a 27-second long video, and then boom, you're going to see probably a 5-second ad short. A 5-second commercial say, hey, come to my pizzeria, it's the best pizza ever, and then boom, all of a sudden you're back to another video that you wanted to see. I think that's what it's going to be. I think that's the future of the YouTube Shorts feed. I think that's eventually what it's probably going to resemble once advertisers adapt to that style of content and start to embrace that style of content and realize that that is what a lot of people are using for quick bite-sized pieces of information, and also that is all that the younger kids are consuming nowadays. The younger kids, if you tell them, hey, I got this 2-minute video to watch, 2 minutes, oh my god, I don't have all day. We're like, hey, check out this 7-second video where a million different things are going on all at the same time, and all this music's playing, and that's going on, this is going on. It's like it's just like a ADHD in video form. Here you go, watch it. And they're like, boom, okay. They can watch a million of those. They can watch 7 hours of videos like that, but they can't spare 2 minutes to watch a normal type of video. Once the advertisers realize this, I think that's what's really going to change the game. And right now, the long form video contents have your normal type of commercials. One that plays before the video runs, a couple that play throughout the course of the video, and then one that plays at the very end. It's a pre-roll, mid-rolls, followed by post-roll. And this is just talking about YouTube's form of advertising. We're not even talking about your own personal way of monetizing as well, because I don't think you should, I don't think anybody, if you're doing YouTube full-time, or even if you're doing it part-time, I don't think your primary source of income should be coming from YouTube. I don't think you should be getting that monthly Google payment, because Google owns YouTube, by the way. I don't think you should be getting that monthly Google payment, and that would be your primary way of making money on the internet. That seems like a really bad idea, because we one time had something called the ad-pocalypse, where the world's biggest YouTube channel at the time, and still currently, to my understanding, the world's biggest independently run, or no, he's second now. Second at the time. The biggest independently run YouTube channel, he made some remarks and jokes that some of the biggest companies in the world weren't really appreciative of. They're like, hey, we're paying you, they said to YouTube, hey, we're paying you millions and millions and millions of dollars. Why are we paying money for our commercial to run on this like trashy, disgusting like stuff? Like, we don't want to advertise on that. We don't want to fund that. See, a lot of people, they have no idea. They have no clue. People are like, oh, YouTube is so terrible. YouTube is not the problem. The advertisers were the problem. The advertisers were the ones who boycotted YouTube, which forced YouTube to change. That's when YouTube started implementing all of these rules and being, hey, you got to keep it advertiser friendly. You got to be family friendly. You got to keep it PG. You can't say anything inappropriate, because then we're going to get boycotted again and we're going to lose a bunch of money. See, the creator, at the end of the day, the creator's a liability. But, well, the creator can be a liability. The creator's an asset with the opportunity to become a liability. Just like at work. If you're doing a great job, you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, everything's well, your job's going to appreciate you, your job's going to respect you, your job needs you, blah, 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 blah. But then you do something and all of a sudden, like, oh my God, you just costed the company, a couple tens of thousands of dollars with that mistake right there. We're not so sure we love you anymore. It turns into one of those things. That's what it is. And some of the biggest companies on the planet, the fast food restaurants that you're familiar with, the car makers that you're familiar with, the phone service companies that you're familiar with. I'm not going to say any names because I don't remember every single last one of them, and I don't want to throw one's name in there when like they weren't part of the boycott, but a lot of them boycotted the platform. It was called the ad-pocalypse, because some of the biggest companies, they pulled advertising away from YouTube, and a lot of other companies followed in the footsteps and be like, hey, yeah, we don't want our ads running on content, because like the guy, he made he said a bunch of stuff about like, I don't know, I think he dressed up as like a Nazi or something like that, and he did some Holocaust joke or something. I don't know, it was something like that. It was something like not Nazi, Hitler related. And it's fair. I wouldn't want to pay money to run my commercials on a video like that either. So I get it. From a business standpoint, I get what the advertisers, the companies were doing, and I understand how it hurt YouTube, and YouTube was forced to say, hey, this can't be the Wild West anymore. We got to clean up our act and make it so that the advertisers are happy, because the advertisers are the reason we're in business in the first place. And that's right around the time YouTube launched YouTube Premium, which people can pay, and then they get access to a bunch of YouTube specific movies, and you don't have to watch commercials anymore. It's commercial free if you pay for it that way. That's why they launched that. They realized, they're like, okay, we can't be overly reliant on the advertisers, because they can pull advertising when one of our assets decide to become a liability. See, that's what people don't realize. YouTube's not the problem. YouTube was never the problem. Relying too heavily on advertisers was the problem. And everything was great until it wasn't. And then all of a sudden it turns into one of those things where it's adapt and overcome. That's what happened. I was there for it. I was making videos during the time. Everyone got a massive hit. Maybe they were getting, the same amount of views or a similar amount of views, but all of a sudden money was like down to 40% from what it was the previous month and the month before that. Like, hey, why am I making all of a sudden, less than half of what I was making up until out of nowhere? That's what happened, which is why I encourage people to monetize in a way that doesn't entirely rely on YouTube's commercials, because the commercials can disappear out of nowhere. Whether it be from a massive, large-scale boycott like we saw a couple of years ago, the adpocalypse, we could see another adpocalypse potentially. I don't see any reason why we would, but it could happen. Happened once before, it could happen again in theory. Or it could just simply be from not being all that great at making videos. If you're not good at making videos, and like you've tried to switch things up and people just aren't, it's one of those things where anyone can do it, but like it's not for everyone. There are a lot of people that make videos that probably shouldn't be making videos. They're making them for the wrong reason. They're like, hey, I heard this was an easy way to get rich. I hate it, but I'm gonna do it anyway to make a bunch of money. It's not gonna work out for them. You have to love the hustle. You gotta love the grind. But if you're monetizing without leaning on YouTube's ads, you could make out just fine. You don't need to be the greatest video creator. You don't need the most views or the best watch time or the highest view duration. You don't need those things if you have a core audience that you are building programs for. You can figure out, if you're a mechanic, first of all, you can sell a course on how to fix this when it comes to a car, how to replace that when it comes to a car. You can sell that. You're providing a service that's in demand, a service that people need, a service that people want, a service that people are willing to part ways with their currency for. They win because they get access to the information. You win because you got paid for your work, and you did so through video content. Use the video as a way of advertising your business. It could be something like that. You can sell a product, you can sell a service without having to rely on YouTube for anything other than being the host of where your video sits, where your video can be watched. And you don't need really any views at all. You could put out a video that gets one view, and that one person watching could buy the program or buy the course that you're selling, or whatever it is that you're selling. That's why I would encourage everyone out there, do not rely on YouTube. Diversify outside of YouTube. Diversify on a variety of different platforms. That's one of the reasons I have 2 YouTube channels in the first place. Let me take a break at this bench so I can show you if you want to subscribe to my second channel. First and foremost, I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel. This is my main channel, but I do have a second channel as well. It's called Mykie DYDSS 2, and I post bonus videos over there, so I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. It's my backup channel for a reason, just in case something happens to this channel. I would also encourage you to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't utilize social media very, very much, but if anything were to happen to YouTube as a whole, then I would pick up where I left off on a different platform, and I would just upload videos over there instead. It would be the same thing on a different app or a different website or whatever. At Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. And I have something else that I want to say related to diversification and doing the whole internet thing. But while we're here, let me just quickly remind everybody to try out some G Fuel energy formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. Consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you up to 12 free fractional shares just for doing so, and every month they have a new promo going on. This month's promo is that if you refer 6 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you $1,000 cash to invest however you want. Webull link in the description, DYDSS store in the description, G Fuel in the description, second channel in the description, and all my social medias are in the description. Okay, so that's why I believe it's important to diversify off of YouTube. That's why I believe it's important to diversify while on YouTube. Have something that you're good at. If you're a mechanic, sell a course on something car related. If you're an artist, make videos about the art that you make and then sell your paintings. If you are a personal trainer, make videos about working out in the gym and then sell a nutritional supplement or sell online coaching. It's so simple. I don't want to say it's easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. And if you know how to tell a story, like I was saying before, you can have the best of both worlds. You can say to yourself, how you doing? You can say to yourself, I'm a good storyteller. I can make the long form video content, kind of like what this video ended up being, 51 minutes so far and still rolling. I can make the long form video content, and I'm confident enough in my watch time to know that people are going to watch for a long period of time and absorb as much information out of the video as they can and use it as a tool to better themselves and better their business. But I'm also going to take little snippets from the long form video content and easily get 5 to 10 or maybe even more YouTube shorts out of them. Bite-sized pieces of information, which I'm confident will be getting rock solid watch time. Or I'm sorry, rock solid view duration. Because I know that people are going to be watching 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% of these quick little clips. Who in the world clicks on a 15-second video and doesn't watch the whole thing? Like, by the time you realize that it's not something that you want to watch, it's already over. So like, it's a simple way of maximizing view duration. And like I said, the two very, very, very different styles of content complement each other. You can use one to promote the other, and you can use the other to promote the first, while simultaneously building a brand for yourself outside of YouTube, while diversifying, using this watch time, using this view duration to send people elsewhere. Hey, you know, just in case something happens, follow me on Twitter. I post over there as well. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I post over there as well. While selling your course, while selling your products, your services. If you have something to offer that people need, you don't have to worry about it. You have something that's in demand. People will buy it. And then you'd be diversifying how you're doing the whole online thing while simultaneously not becoming too comfortable or reliant on YouTube's ads. You can have the best of both worlds. You can have the best of multiple worlds. And it all starts with storytelling. But then again, at the end of the day, the internet life is not for everyone. At the end of the day, there are probably more people making videos online than there should be. There are a lot of people out there making videos for the wrong reason. There are a lot of people out there who don't really fully belong, and they're just doing it because they think it might potentially be an easy way to make money or an easy way to get rich or whatever. You hear all these things about, oh, that YouTube money, oh, I need that, I'm making that YouTube money. You hear stuff like that, but you have to be really good at YouTube, and you have to like really enjoy the grind and enjoy the process and enjoy the hustle for you to see or to even get a taste of that YouTube money. You have to be a good storyteller, at least a somewhat good storyteller. And you have to have, I believe you have to have the right personality for it. You can't, that's one thing you can't buy. One thing you can't buy is character. One thing you can't buy is the right personality for this. That's what I believe. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. And you also need to have people that understand, agree with, or are at least interested in your opinion. A lot of boring people out there. There are a lot of boring people out there with not very much going on, and they don't really have much to say. Believe me, I talk to them on a daily basis. Nothing to say, nothing going on, no opinion, no personality. And those are prime examples of people that I hope to God never make a YouTube channel because it wouldn't go very well. So it's not for everyone. It does require skill, and if you don't have those skills, you can develop those skills, but it also requires talent. Talent is not something you can buy. Talent is not something you can borrow. It's not something you can learn. You can build up your skills and get better at certain things, but you can't build up talent. Talent is just something that comes naturally. Either you have it or you don't. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about that. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the YouTube algorithm changing and the way to make money online changing and doing the whole internet hustle, the internet grind, being different nowadays than where it was a couple of years ago, and likely going to be different from the way it is now in a few years' time. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know if you've noticed any of the changes. If you are a creator, have you had to switch up or experiment with your content style due to the change in algorithms? And if you're a viewer, have you noticed creators changing their styles? Maybe you didn't know it had anything to do with the algorithm or maybe whatever. Maybe you realized out of nowhere, hey, I did notice a bunch of people all at the same time making longer form videos, or all of a sudden people started making shorter form videos. Let me know in the comments anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I post new videos all the time. Make sure to also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive bonus content. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs available in a bunch of different colors, bunch of different designs, many of which are helping raise funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. Over 50 different flavors to choose from. They're sugar-free, low-calorie, packed with a bunch of vitamins, and most importantly, they're so good. This one's my favorite, Miami Nights, best flavor yet. It's like a pina colada flavor. It's so good. And also, last but certainly not least, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you up to 12 free fractional shares just for doing so. And you can do so with any amount, even as little as a penny. It still works. It still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. And every month they have a new promo going on. This month's promo is that if you refer 6 friends by the end of the month, only a couple days left, they're going to give you $1,000 cash to invest however you want. $20 for your first referral, $40 for your second, $60 for your third, $100 for your fourth, $300 for your fifth, and $480 for your sixth, for a grand total of $1,000 to once again invest however you want. Normally, if you refer a friend or sometimes 3 friends, they say, hey, if you do that, we're going to give you free stocks. This time, if you refer 6 or anywhere between 1 and 6, they're going to give you cash. And then you get to pick what stocks you want, rather than saying, hey, here's some free Google stock, here's some free Apple stock, here's some free whatever stock. You get to pick what you invest in this time. So make the most of it. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. Capitalize on the June promo, because before you know it, it's going to be July. And you want to get into July and miss out on the June promo? Absolutely not. Want to know why? Because June's not coming back, and then you move into July and you can start working on your second promo. Capitalize on the June promo, and then capitalize on whatever the July promo is going to be. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. All my links, all my resources, all my social medias, everything. It's all right there. Everything's right there for you. Anything you need, it's in the description of my video. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know one more time, what are your thoughts on the YouTube algorithm changing? A lot has changed over the years. What are your thoughts on the new algorithm? Do you like the long form content? Do you prefer the short form content? Maybe you don't have time to watch these hour-long videos and you prefer the little 60-second clips instead of, you know, the highlights of the video, the most important parts of the video, the most intriguing or most informative pieces of the video. Maybe you prefer those instead, so that's what you choose to watch. You don't have the time to watch a whole friggin' movie of a video. Or maybe you prefer these longer videos because you can tune in as you're driving to work, or as you're doing something else. You can just listen to it in the background. That's what my videos are intended to be. You're not supposed to watch, you're just supposed to listen. Just something to listen to in the background. Like a radio show or a podcast or something like that. By the way, I think that podcast is coming soon. I've been planning it for years, and I think I kind of figured out the direction I want to go with it. So who knows? Maybe that'll be my next thing. Anyway, I want you guys to head on down in the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you notice the YouTube algorithm changing from a creator point of view or from a viewer's point of view, do you like it better? Do you not like it as much? Is it something you got to get used to still? Head on down in the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.